What is going on? Side Perspective, GeoFucks here, and we're back at it. We're doing some workouts at home. I haven't been to the gym in well over a month. I have a membership with PF, Planet Fitness, but between COVID, the various variants, monkeypox, people not really caring about other people nor themselves, it just makes more sense to work out at home for my own health and well-being. But that's not what this video, well, it kind of is. But this video is more so about President Joe Biden. You know, what gets me is, it's the blatant hypocrisy and double standards. My thing is, when President Donald J. Trump and associates were in office, the treasonous, when they were in office, people were, very critical, right, of like how he handled the ongoing global pandemic of coronavirus. Yet those very same people are not critical of the way that President Joe Biden has been handling coronavirus. And I think it's just the double standards and the hypocrisy. Look, at this point, Joe Biden is handling the pandemic just as bad, if not worse, than President Donald J. Trump, in my opinion. Because my thing is this, at least we had mask mandates. No, everybody wasn't following directions, weren't following the mandates. This is very true. However, there were still mask mandates. And when there were mask mandates, no, everybody wasn't following it. But guess what? More people were wearing their mask. Now, you've got a president who is walking around telling people that COVID is a thing of the past, while we continue to have over 1,000 plus people die every single week from COVID. But yes, it's not that bad. It's a thing of the past. We have moved on. It's kind of hard to move on when you lose 10 family members in a matter of 11 months. Because that's what happened to my family. Between May of 2020 and April of 2021, we lost 10 family members. Countless great aunts, uncles, cousins, and people that we personally knew. I mean, that's just within my family. Let's not talk about people that we know in the community, that I knew in the community, knew of their family, of their friends who have passed away from COVID. Let's not talk about the fact that people are having long COVID, long haul symptoms from COVID. When they originally got sick with COVID months ago, 2 years ago, and guess what? They now have hypertension, high blood pressure, diabetes, congestive heart failure, heart attacks, brain aneurysms, pulmonary embolisms. People are kidney failure, renal failure. People are going through absolute hell directly related to contracting COVID and then later ending up with life-changing healthcare issues and illnesses and chronic illnesses and diseases, all from the virus. And everyone's like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. It's a thing in the past. And it doesn't help, right? Because then you also have a president who is also living in denial about the economic situations of this country and world. I mean, we literally have a sitting president who is willingly gaslighting everybody about how great the economy is when people are literally living check to check. People have been living check to check for quite some time. This is sadly nothing new. But it's really distasteful when you have a president who is literally on television making it seem like what you're experiencing right now isn't happening, and somehow you're lying and making it up. But that seems to be how baby boomers are collectively, unfortunately. In my opinion, it seems like a lot of them are just self-centered, narcissistic, senile, and deranged, sociopathic, and have no business being in leadership. And that's how I personally feel. Because it's absolutely ridiculous when you look at what's going on in this world and who's been running and controlling the show for the past 5 Decades. That's right, the past 50 years, we have been listening to the late silent generation and baby boomers run and wreak havoc, not only in this country, but across the globe, across the world, right? And it's just really sad when you sit down and you examine what's been going on, because this is some pretty bizarre shit. I mean, my goodness, if this was Donald J. Trump, if this was President Donald J. Trump, again, the same people that are praising and just, oh my God, Biden's doing so well. Biden and Harris, doing so well, yeah, are the same people that were dragging Donald J. Trump for filth, and for good reason. But if you could see Donald J. Trump, the former president, 45, not taking this pandemic serious, not adhering to public health officials, not taking in the consideration of science, public health officials, not caring about the health and well-being of human beings, then you should also be able to see the same situation with President Biden. Because again, he's also the same person who basically decided, you guys, y'all don't need to work remote. Everyone should just go on back, even if your job doesn't really require you to do anything physical. You're literally going into an office to sit behind a computer screen and a phone. He's pushing for people to go back while simultaneously not providing proper ventilation for these office buildings, for these school buildings, for these, manufacturers and factories, for these gyms and for these malls and grocery stores and shopping centers. I mean, no proper ventilation, no air purification, no mask mandates, no vaccine mandates, no work from home options, no work, letting people choose if they want to work remote or work in office or work hybrid. In my opinion, it should be the employees, the workers' choice, since we're the ones making the sacrifice here. And then the double standards is simply the fact that President Biden got to work from home the entire time that he was quarantining. Most everyday people don't have that option. I was luckily privileged, and I recognize my privileges, to be able to advocate for myself to work from home. But that's after I caught COVID while wearing a mask and being fully vaccinated and boosted at work, because other people are not fully vaccinated and boosted and other people don't wear masks. And I was forced to come into work to sit behind a computer screen. Yeah. And I had to postpone a surgery, basically a month out. It was going to be in November 4th, but I was privileged and blessed to get a closer surgery date that's actually coming up very, very soon. And I've been working remote ever since. And that's a privilege and a blessing. But keep in mind, most people don't have that opportunity. But yet the president had that opportunity. The director of the Center for Disease and Control, CDC, also has been working remotely. It's funny how the people making all the decisions are the people who never actually are inflicted by their decisions, right? Like, they're not the ones being forced to go to work. Also, it's really strange how here we are, right? We've got the pandemic with COVID, we've got monkeypox, we've got polio taking over New York, and pretty soon it's going to spread out to other states because, welcome to America. We can't learn from the first few pandemics. We're just going to keep doing the same stupid ass things and repeating the same mistakes because, who really cares about life? Even though so many people here claim to be pro-life, right? Gotta love it.